Thumbs up, shout out, thumbs up, that'll do. That's fantastic. So hopefully everyone's having a fantastic Scottish Digital Literacy Week. And I'm wanting lots of shout outs here and everything. So basically, if you're in the class and your teacher is telling you to be nice and quiet for the next short time, you can ignore them, okay? And you can shout out and enjoy this as much as possible. So is everyone having a good Scottish Digital Literacy Week? Woo! There we go. Okay, so my name's Alan Torrance, and I'm here to tell you a little bit and take you on a small journey inside the magic of Make It Happen. A lot of you may have been on that journey already and taken part in our app design competition. And what I want to do today is go back through that kind of pitch it so we can go through the think it and design it steps. But then I want to go and take on one idea and we'll go through all the build it steps. So we'll go from the design, we'll go into a kind of paper-based design, and at the end we'll come up with hopefully what's going to be a fantastic app idea that anyone can go and play, and you can go and play straight after this talk. So first of all, let me introduce myself. So hopefully everyone can see that. Yes, I'm Alan Torrance. I'm a director at a senior director at JP Morgan, and JP Morgan is kind of the world's kind of largest bank. It's a really cool place to work. I work here in Glasgow, but hopefully you can see up in those pictures up there as well. There's some cool places that we have offices and we get to go. So on the top right there, if anyone can recognise some of those places, feel free to shout out at the top of your voice there. One of them has got a big clue that the writing is very much there. That's right, I think I heard someone shout Tampa. Yeah, so Tampa, Florida. The one to the right of that, yep, we can maybe see that as well. That's kind of New York, and I've done my best impression to try and get the unicorn, the Empire State Building, just coming out of my head, just like a unicorn. So we've got some amazing offices throughout the globe. On the left is my family, my kind of pride and joy, and the thing that gives me all this lovely passion. They've got to put up with me every single day, which is quite a lot. You can see they are as crazy, especially my 9-year-old Luke is as crazy as what I am. They give me all my passion, and they give me all my kind of drive to go out and do a lot of stuff with all these amazing pupils you can see there. So we've got some big pupils who have come on to the apprenticeship program right in the middle with JP Morgan, and they have went and started their digital careers. But a lot of what I'm going to talk today about is my full passion project, which is Make It Happen. So I founded Make It Happen 5 years ago to go and have some fun and to try and unlock a lot of your superpowers, because everyone listening today has got digital superpowers. You maybe don't always know it, but you do, and you can go on to earn a lot of money by unlocking those digital superpowers. Okay, so that's me. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the pitch. So we're going through the app design pitch, and then I'm going to share all my secret tips and tricks on how you can become a digital superhero as well. Okay, so if you've already done the app design competition, you might know these slides that are coming up next, but we're going to start off with the pitch, and then we're going to go into build it, okay? So let's start off. Right, so good morning, boys and girls. Okay, I think we're going to have to do that again, because I think everyone is either still asleep or they're getting ready for lunchtime already. Okay, so good morning, boys and girls. That's better. I can start to hear all those classes shout out here. So, hi, I'm Alan Torrance, and I'm here from Make It Happen. I'm here to invite you all to take part in this app design competition. Okay, where you get to come up with your amazing app idea, and if you win it, we'll help you build the application so that anyone in the world can go and play your application. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Oh yes. We all love lots of apps that we play already, don't we? Who here loves YouTube Shorts? maybe playing on their Switch. I can see Luke's Switch right in front of me just now. Maybe the Xbox, maybe there's lots of games like Sumdog and things like to go and play. There's so many amazing kind of games out there. There's so many amazing apps. And what I want to show you today is the fact that you all have these superhero powers that can go and create your own ones. For Make It Happen, it always follows the same steps. So we think it, we design it, and build it. Think it is what we've already started on just now, in that we think about things that we love, maybe some sports, maybe some existing apps and games that we already play. Maybe if you look up to your teacher just now, there's some amazing things that your teacher teaches you, whether it's your topic about Romans or Egyptians or whatever about space, or maybe it's some of your literacy and numeracy work that you've got plastered all over your classroom. We've got all these amazing things all round about it that give us so many ideas. And then we go on to design it. So the design part is when we get these ideas and we try and put them down on a simple sheet of paper that we'll go through in a second, where you can start thinking about who would use it, maybe why they would use it, what it would do, and to shape up maybe some of the pictures to help support what your idea is going to be. And then to build it, and that's going to be the fun part today, where we'll step through the process and show you from an idea that one of the pupils has, all the way through to a real app and how we can quickly go and make that. So again, when I look at this, I always look at it for myself. The three things I love the most, and you can see this is a pupil called Alan. That's me, hi. I love space, I love unicorns, I love maths. So I simply combined all three of those together to come up with this brilliant game called Space Unicorn Maths. It's super simple. So who would use it? Anyone who likes maths and unicorns. Why would they use it? They're bored. You know, I know your teacher gives you lots of really hard math questions, doesn't he or she? Yep, you can look at them just now and you can thank them for basically giving you all those amazing maths questions to go and do, especially for homework as well, because you've got to keep active and you've got to keep your mind going. And what would it do? So in this lovely little game, the users would have 30 seconds to answer maths questions and take this fantastic unicorn. Yep, it's a fantastic unicorn from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I know when I've been around a lot of the different schools, a lot of you think you're a much better artist than me. You can do a much better unicorn. Maybe you can add some colour, you can do some better stars. And I think a lot of you said it looks more like a sausage dog, that unicorn. But again, that's my best piece of art. That's what I can do. And hopefully you can see that's all we actually need. All we need to be able to understand what this idea is. So you don't need to be the best artist in the world to come up with these amazing app ideas. It's all about basically getting the idea across. And in this case here, it's so good that we wanted to pick this as the winner. And if it wins, it turns into something more like this, where basically it looks more like a unicorn. You can actually see it. It's maybe something you would expect to maybe see in an app store or the Google Play Store. It looks much better and much more refined. And that's that's the journey we're going to take today. Okay, so that's the whole app design pitch and the concept. And again, it all starts off with things that you love, whether it be space and unicorns and maths. You're already going through that think it and design it space by things that you love, some of the things that your teacher maybe is teaching you. So the build it phase, this is where I'll start to share all my secret tips and tricks, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's do this. Right, so we're going to take a real entry. We're not going to take Space Unicorn Maths. I want to take a real entry to show you that I can go from a brilliant app idea all the way through to the actual app itself. And in this case here, there's a pupil called Ruby, who I believe is at Kirkhill Primary School. So Ruby came up with this amazing idea. And I was blown away with it. It's actually, and I'll stop for a second to say that this is actually probably the highlights of my kind of career, when I stop and I get to go through all the different entries. There's so many amazing ideas there, and I'd love to be able to build all of them. And what I would really, really love is that you see those same ideas and you can take them on yourself. So this is a complete highlight for me, and I was blown away from this one. This one here, where you've got Ruby, who I think she's got a dog named Max. You can see Max the dog is there, and he is so cool. Awesome. I love dogs, and I also love Olympics. So Ruby wanted an app called Pup Olympics. So this is already fun. I'm loving the icon. I'm loving the design. We've got rainbows, we've got stars, and it's for anyone who loves dogs and maybe Olympic sports. That sounds brilliant. Why would they use it? To have fun. And like the big thing about all of this is having fun. You can learn and you can have fun at the same time. And who doesn't want to like play with Max the dog? Because look, he's so cool and he's even better than my unicorn that you see before you. And what would it do? So take Max to the Pup Olympics. Awesome, let's do that. So when I look at this, what I try and do first of all is just simplify it down. I'll quite often just get a little sheet of paper and I'll take this idea and I'll think, okay, what are the ABC or the 1, 2, 3 steps of this app? And in this case here, what I'm thinking about is there's mainly 3 steps. It's kind of like choosing a sport for Max to play, playing the sport, and then getting the result. So what I've done here is I've come up with this super simple design, and it's so critical that you always keep it simple to begin with. You could go into like every single sport, you could go into like music, everything. You could try and overcomplicate things very quickly. But what I always like to do is keep it simple. So in this case here, the 1, the 2, and the 3 is we're going to have a screen that will allow you to choose the sport. We're going to have a screen that allows you to play the sport, and then we're going to have a result. Okay, so 3 simple steps. Now, so that we can get this done in this hour, I'm going to need some of your help just now because we're not going to be able to do every single sport in this small session. So I need your help. I need you to help basically decide which sport Max is going to do. Do you think you can help me? Good. Okay. Right. So we've got 2 sports here. So we've got running and we've got swimming. So I want you all to shout out yay for running just now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, running. Okay. Now let's shout out for swimming. Okay. So who wants swimming after 3? 1, 2, 3. Swimming. Okay. Right. So hopefully I heard all those correctly there. And I think we're going to go for running because we've got a nice happy running dog there and we've got a dog that maybe needs a little bit of help with his swimming there. Okay, so let's take running as our sport and we'll go and walk that through all the different steps. So we'll start off by creating our app. So the app tool that I use is called Thunkable. And now if anyone here has used Scratch, put your hand up if you've used Scratch. Awesome, cool. Lots of people have basically used Scratch, which is amazing. So Scratch is just, as you know, block coding, and you can get little sprites and you can get them to move about and everything. So it's all block coding. It's super simple. Thunkable is just the same, except it allows you to put it on a mobile phone, which is what we want to do here. So I went into Thunkable and I went to go and create a new project using this fantastic simple design here. When we create our app, we've got to give it a name. So Ruby has given us that name already. So we're going to call it Pup Olympics. And we're going to give it a category like for games and entertainment because we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. So when we create our app, this is what we get. Does that look like a good app? No, it's blank. There's absolutely nothing there. So Pup Olympics has nothing in it at all. And the reason for that is we're in charge of this. Okay, so we're the superheroes in this story and we need to go and make it happen. So what we're going to do now is we've got this lovely blank screen. We're going to start going through each screen and setting it up so that it looks more like the screens that Ruby would want to see in her app. And you can see the Thunkable's got lots of great tutorials on there. So if you want to go and have some fun with that on your own, there's lots of brilliant tutorials that can teach you how to do this as well. But what I'll show you is what we need for Ruby's app. So going back to our super simple design, let's start off in screen 1. So the choose sport screen. And again, to keep it super simple, we've just got the one sport just now. So let's see how we're going to do that. So what we've done here on our first screen, we have renamed that to call it Choose Sport Screen. Okay, nice and simple, so we can clearly see what that is. And what we've got is a button. So we've taken a button and we've put that onto our screen here, so that if you click that, it's going to do something, isn't it? That's what we expect when we put a button on the screen. And on the design on the left-hand side, we've got the screen with the button on it. And on the kind of block side, what we've got here is some code. Now, it's quite simple, this code. It's nothing to be scared about. It's very similar to what we see in Scratch all the time. And if we look through this, we've got a simple little variable called which sport. And the variable is just, think about it as a wee place you can put something you need to remember later on. And this means that your app will know which sport someone has clicked. So if we have running, swimming, gymnastics, weightlifting, whatever, we can easily just add that little reminder to say which sport that we're doing at the time. What we can then go through is the when run button is clicked. We do. So basically, whenever that button there is clicked, we set the which sport to run, in this case here, because it's the run button, and we'll go to the play sport screen, which is our second screen that we're going to come on to. So again, super simple. Let's get it working. So we've got our first screen, and let's move on to our second screen. So in this case here, we're going to then look at the play sport screen. Again, you'll see I'm colouring it green as we go along here. This is to show that we're going to go 1, 2, 3, like A, B, C, and keep it simple so that it goes all the way through. So the play sport screen is probably going to be our most complex one. So let's dive into that. So in this one here, what we're doing is we're going to put a thing called a canvas into this screen. Now a canvas, if there's any artists in the room today, hand up if you're an artist. Okay, so I can see quite a lot of artists in the room here. A canvas is just something that you can go and paint on. Now, when you use a real canvas, when you paint on there, like it sticks and you can't really move it at all. But because this is a digital canvas, what we do is when you paint a little sprite on there, like this little character here with the glasses on, you can then use some code to move it. And this is kind of what we want to do for the running dog in this case. So for when Max wants to run, we want to be able to put Max on the screen and make him run all the way along. And you can see when I've added that there, we've got one sprite on there. So that could be Max the dog, but we need to be able to like make him run. So let's see if we can make him run. So in here, what I'm now doing is I'm going right into the canvas, so onto our like magical digital canvas that we can add different sprites. And we've got the sprite type animal just now, which we're going to turn into Max at some point. And we're going to have two other buttons because I don't know about you, but when I'm playing a game, I like to have two buttons that I can go and mash and hit as fast as I can to try and see if I can make things go faster or win the battle or complete the level. So what we're going to do is we're going to add two new button types and we're going to put them onto our screen. And you'll see we've got a kind of left one, which is a kind of purple little character, and a right one there as well. So again, super simple. We're not trying to overcomplicate things here. We've got the red one, which is going to be like Max the dog. We've got a left and we've got a right one there where we can then click and we can hopefully make Max run. So that's what it's going to look like just now. What we can then do is look at the code itself. Again, so we're adding the kind of buttons on here, and we want, when someone hits those buttons, it starts to make Max go faster. So what we've got is our running speed, which is currently 0. So we start off, we're not running at all. Our speed is like 0 flat. Whenever we load, we make sure that's set to 0 so that we're not starting, we're already running. And then the two different buttons that we added there, we're just adding a little bit of code. So whenever that is clicked, we are going to add 1 to the speed. So add 1 to Max's speed. And we're going to set that speed to that. So do you think this is going to work? Do we think that's going to work? Okay, I think I've got a few people thinking it might just work. So here is that running. So I've created a little video of it running. Let's see what happens here. So you see I'm kind of clicking between the two different bits, and you can see the little characters moving across the screen. Awesome. It went from the start all the way to the end. So you can see it starts off slow and it gets faster towards the end. Okay, so we've got the character moving, which is awesome. So that's brilliant. So let's actually go and start and finish the race as such. So that was just, he started off in the middle and he went to one side. So let's start the race. So in this screen here, what I've done is I've moved Max, this little red character here, back to the start. So I've just dragged him off to the left. And then what I've done is whenever he hits the side there, so whenever he collides with an edge of the screen, I'm going to move on to the last screen that we mentioned, the kind of finish sport screen. So we've got two buttons. We've got Max, the red looking dog there, and he's going to hopefully race across the screen. So we're now on to the last page, the kind of last finish page there. So we've got the choose sport one, we've got the play sport one, and we've got the result. So we're going to keep this super simple because we want to try and make this work quickly. We're just going to put up a well done label and a little finish button there. So we're not going to make it complex at all. And hopefully that should be all three screens done. And what you can see here is we've got the app running. So we've got the first screen with the lovely run button. We've got the sports screen with the little character that'll go from left to right if you mash the buttons, and you've got the finish button. Now, that's the best app ever, isn't it? I think we're done. You don't seem convinced there. Is that not the best app ever? Okay, I think I got a few cheers there. I would agree. Like, it's time to go back to do some real school work with your teacher now. We can go and ship this, and by the time we log on tomorrow, I'll be an internet millionaire based on how wonderful this app is. No, I didn't think so either. I think we can make this a lot better, can't we? Because I don't think Ruby or even Max the dog would be happy with this, would they? No, they wouldn't. So what we're going to do now, so we've got the basic app running. So we're going to then go in and become an AI designer. Okay, so previously I talked about the artificial intelligence and how we can use it. And I want to use artificial intelligence here to go and help enhance our app and make this app super special for both Ruby and for Max. So let's go and do that. So the tool I'm going to use today is ChatGPT, which has a lovely, cool thing you can go and do and get it to generate lots of images for you. Now, we could search the internet for free images, but I thought I would have a little bit of fun with you today and go and create our own images and tell it what we want it to do. So with ChatGPT, you get to give it a prompt. You get to lead, just like we did when we created the app itself, and we can tell it what we want, and you can guide it, and you can be the creator of this, and you're just aided by this lovely AI assistant. So let's go and start doing this. Okay, so in this one here, I wanted to start off with an app icon because, like, who here loves checking out the app icons and picking what app to go and choose based on the app icon? I do. I've got my hand up straight away. So in this case here, so you'll notice up here what I've asked ChatGPT. So please create some app logos for an app called Pup Olympics, where a black and white dog, because I know Max is a black and white dog, goes to the Olympics in a cartoon style. Okay, so I gave it this prompt and the AI came back with this. Okay, so that's looking pretty good already. And he's given us a lovely pup with the number 239 for some reason on it. It's got almost an Olympic flame there. It's looking quite good. Is everyone super happy with that? Oh, a few people are not too happy. It looks like maybe they've misspelled the word Olympics, haven't they? Oh yeah. So, and quite often, like, AI can be wrong. So we need to be in charge of AI when we are using it, just like we are when we're creating an app. We are in charge of it. So in this case here, yeah, it's misspelt the word Olympics, and I think it can maybe looking a bit more fun, I think. So what I'm going to then do is use ChatGPT to say, make it more fun and fix the spelling. Again, we are in charge of the computer here. We're telling the AI what to do. So in this case here, oh, look, Max is looking much happier now. You can see he's running. He's in some sort of stadium. He's got the flame there. His eyes are all pretty funky and colourful. And it's got Pup Olympics spelled correctly. Awesome. I think that looks a lot better. Are we all happy with that icon? Woohoo! Awesome, that's looking a lot better. Okay, so we're quite happy with that app icon, and let's stick with that one. Okay, so what else have we got to do? So you remember on the screen there, it was a funny little avatar, and it had glasses, and I think it was more like a beaver. It wasn't really a dog. So let's get AI to start to generate the dog avatar, one that will look like Max, so that Ruby and Max can both be happy. So I'm now starting to tell our AI that, great, I need a running dog avatar that I can use in the game. Okay, so I'm prompting it to basically come up with these images. And you'll notice it's come up with quite a good image already, and it does look pretty much like Max the dog. So you'll notice it's running, but if I just move that running image all across there, it doesn't look like he's actually running. So what I then need to tell AI to go and do is, okay, not just one image, let's get several images so I can animate it. And animating is just when you go from one image to the next, to the next, to the next. So, brilliant. So what I'm then telling our AI, again, I am in charge of the AI here. I need several images of the dog and running so I can animate the dog when it runs. And brilliant, ChatGPT knows what I'm asking for here. Then you'll need a series of images showing different stages of the running cycle. They'll help to create a sequence. And what it does is it's created all of these images for us. And these are fantastic. So look, we've got Max the dog standing, getting ready to run, mid-run, doing all these different transitions. And so Max the dog looks like he's kind of running. If you follow them all through, almost like a flip book, you'll be able to say that, yeah, Max looks like he's running. Fantastic. So what I can do now is I can take these images that ChatGPT has created for me, and I can put them into the app itself. So you remember we had that kind of sprite type, so the little character that we put on the digital canvas. So I've used my best digital scissors and cut out the images. You'll see Max the dog is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different images in there. So it's got a little picture list. And what I've done is I've put them into our Thinkable code, but also I've got this little timer here now, and a timer is just like any stopwatch. It will go every second or every half second and go along, go along, go along. And it listens. So whenever it fires, whenever it ticks to say 1 second, 2 second, 3 seconds, etc., I can run a bit of code there again. And again, we're in charge of this, so we can tell it what to do. So when we detect that running timer fires, if Max is running, i.e. his running speed is bigger than 0, let's just flip it onto the next image. So we've got these 5 fantastic images, and every time we hear that little tick, we're going to flip it on to the next one. You think this is going to work? I don't think I quite heard that. Is this going to work? Okay, let's go and see. I think there's quite a few shouts for yes. So again, we've got the video here now. So again, what you've seen, I've still got my silly left and right buttons. Max the dog is in position. Let's see when we run this, is this going to run? Okay, he's running. He's getting there, and it does kind of look like he's running. I think that's pretty good. And you can see it goes up to the end, and he's went on to the well done page. Awesome. I'm happy with that. I hope everyone else is happy with that too. Okay, so that was making a few changes to the app itself. So this is awesome, but let's do more, okay? And there's probably a million different things we could do here. What I'd encourage you all to do is after this, go and play the game and go and come up with some other features you can add to it. But here's what I've added in so far. First of all, a timer. Going on to that finish screen and just seeing, well done. I want to know how quickly I've done it. So basically what I've done is added a little timer. So whenever the screen opens, that is the play sport screen, we start to count up. So we add up every 0.1 of a second, so almost every 1/10 of a second, we'll add on, we'll add on, we'll add on, and we'll see how long that gets to, so that when you go on to the last screen, you can go and show it in a label. And again, we're in charge of all this by writing all the different code. What I've also done is I've created some backgrounds, because just having a kind of white background is not the most exciting, is it? If you see an app that just had the white background and a big blue button, I don't know how long we would spend on that. So what I've got here is some more backgrounds, again using ChatGPT, that I've created, and some code that I've added into the Thunkable app. So you remember our best app ever, where we had a lovely blue run button. We had basically 3 different coloured sprites on the screen for the play sport, and then we had this very simple, well done screen at the end. So taking all of those features, what we've done in that small step there is something much, much better, okay? So we've got our lovely app icon for the Pup Olympics. We've added some backgrounds to each of the different screens. We've updated the buttons, and you can see Max the dog is now on the running track, so he's ready to run across there. And we've got the well done with the score on there as well. So you can see how quickly they went and done it. Now this app is already on the winners section of the Make It Happen website. So with your teacher just now, and you can all look and wave at your teacher, you could go on and take a look at this app just now and see how quickly you can get Max to run that race. I think 9 seconds is my record, so if you can beat that, fantastic. Go on and take a look at it. But also there's an explore code link there as well. So all of these different things that I've showed you before, where you've added little bits of code, you can go and click on that link, and you can then change it to make Max run faster or slower. You can make him swim if you want. You can add lots of different features to this. So some of the ideas that I think we could potentially add to this is high scores. Imagine if Max was the dog here, what's the best score in Scotland or best score in the world for him completing that race? You could have a leaderboard with your name on it. You could add some music. Maybe, like, music always sounds good. Maybe a cheer when you finish the race, and some music for when Max is running, because I heard that Max really does like music. And maybe you can do some of the other sports as well. So maybe like swimming, weightlifting. And again, you can do the same approach there, where Max could be in the swimming pool. Max could be, doing some different animations in the swimming, like he's trying to swim. You could be doing weightlifting. You could do all of that. So let your imagination run wild. So I've shared pretty much all my secret tips and tricks, and you'll notice that it's not that difficult to do that, and you could take some of your ideas and make that happen as well. So my 2 key takeaways for this is, you notice that I keep it simple. So to begin with, it doesn't seem the most exciting. You keep it simple and you get it working, and you can see it working end to end, and then add all the fun. So if you can remember to keep it simple when you're starting out, then you'll be able to have even more fun. But also, that you can build it. Everyone on this call today, just watch us all build it together. You can do it. You can unleash the superhero power that you've got. It's not that difficult. You can do it, and you can have these amazing careers as a digital creator. There's lots of apps like Max's app are on the website, and go explore them. I would encourage you all, you all have these amazing superpowers. I want you to unleash them, okay? I want you to go and take them on and become these amazing digital creators. And you can see from all of this here, you can do it. It's simple. You've got the ideas. You can go and make it happen. At that point there, I'll probably stop. And I'm happy to hear any questions, any shout outs. If anyone wants to go and say hi and get a call out for your school, keen to do it. I hope you've all had a good bit of fun today. I certainly did. And I'd love to hear what your top score is for Max doing the run. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. Thanks, Alan. We have enabled cameras and mics now, so if you do want to pop on, say hello, give us a wave, or tell us what you thought of all the wonderful things that Alan has showed you this morning.